accuracy testing. We got the Gen 2 DAR chambered in 2.2, and the Gen 3 DAR also chambered in 2.2. All right, folks, let's see what kind of accuracy we can squeeze out of these two DARs, the Gen 2 versus the Gen 3. This is the DAR Gen 2 2.2, shooting at 62 yards. I already have two down there of the Crossman 14.3 hollow points. There it is. It likes the hollow points at 63 yards. No further testing needed. JSB 13.43. It likes the 13.43s. Okay, folks, here are the results of the DAR Gen 3 2.2 out to 62 yards. There's 5 shots right there. 1.57 center to center, but if I eliminate this flyer here, then we have a group that measures 0.72 center to center, and at least with how I prioritize all my guns, that they have to shoot 1 MOA or better, and at 62 yards, that's good enough for me. But what I have discovered, and since I've been shooting a lot of Springers lately, and when I switched back over to PCP, I should have paid attention to the FPS, the way the gun was set up from the factory. And what I discovered was the gun was shooting a 13.43 at right around 980 feet per second, which is way too fast for a pellet. Not all guns will do it, but this particular one, yes, it will. The pellet will spiral out of shape, and that's what I believe was happening to all the pellets I was testing, because this gun only liked the 13.43 and the 14.35. And had I tested the velocity on the other pellets that I was testing, and turn the hammer spring down, I bet it'll done a lot better. So it's a reminder for you folks out there. A crony is a very important tool to have. Always check your FPS on a PCP because it might be pushing that pellet or slug a little too fast. And you need to adjust the speed down. You can't really do that with in a spring gun. So, but a PCP you certainly can. Sharing is caring. You folks stay safe, shoot straight, may your pellet or slug hit its target, and we'll see you on the next episode of Air Guns and Pesting Channel. See ya! Here are the results of the DAR Gen 2 Chamber in 2.2. It's 60 plus yards. .84 center to center. Cross from the hollow points. That's all I need to know. You like the cheap pellets, and I'm gonna keep feeding it cheap pellets. Laugh out loud. There you have it, folks. Folks, stay safe. Let me back up. Sharing is caring. You folks stay safe. Shoot straight. May your pellet or slug hit its target. And see you on the next episode of Air Guns and Pesting Channel. See ya. Another episode of Air Guns and Pesting Channel. What I have in front of you is DAR for dynamic air rifles. They're out of California, and what you see in front of you is a Gen 2 DAR, and then the newest one, the Gen 3. We're going to compare the two rifles to see what all DAR has changed on it. Okay, starting with the stock. The stock shape, the Monte Carlo comb is still the same. This piece right here, we're talking about the Gen 2 here. This is something that I added, the adjustable buttstock aftermarket. And of course, up here, Picatinny rail underneath the front of the rifle stock. And of course, I added this right here, side lever, because the biathlon arm here, this is a side lever. It did not come with it, just a side lever to cock the gun. Well, pretty much everything else is the same. The trigger, except on the Gen 2, silver safety button. On the Gen 3, it's all black. But it's, for the most part, the same trigger assembly. Metal guard. The stippling on both rifles are the same, along with the stippling on the forearm part of the rifle is the same between the Gen 2 and the Gen 3. Now, the Gen 2, you get them in 177, 22, and 25. Both of them are regulated, internally regulated. They did change the way you mount the scope. On the Gen 2, you got 11 millimeter dovetail. The Gen 3 Picatinny rail, and now they finally added the biathlon lever on the side lever, which is what initially what I did with my Gen 2, just added a little lever because I really like that type of feel to it when you cock the gun and advance the pellet forward. Now, the actual shape of the stock is still the same. But now, on the Gen 2, they had the fill probe in the front, along with the gauge up front. The Gen 3 is no longer like that. They added a Foster fitting for you. No more fill probes. The gauge is actually underneath the wood stock. Right there. So that's some of the major changes that were done between the Gen 2 and the Gen 3. Now, the barrel is shrouded. The barrel is 16.25 inches long. And I never felt that the gun really needed a moderator put on there, but you can buy the adapter from Donnie FL to convert it to 1/2 20. So you can screw on your favorite LDC if need be. But same thing here. Same system, but I could have sworn that you can actually remove this because it looks like you can. So if any of you folks out there has a Gen 3, just chime in and let me know if this comes off, because I really tried to twist it off and I couldn't get it off. So it looks like it can come off, but I could be wrong. It sure looks like it. So you can fit your favorite moderator on there. The metalwork is all the same. It's got that matte black finish to it. Fills up to 3,000 PSI. Everything looks identical except that, between the block itself, except that one is Picatinny, the other one's dovetail, and one has a different cocking handle than the other. Safety's in the same place. It's got a rubber vented butt pad. For the most part, it's basically the same. I know my Gen 2 DAR is very accurate, but we're going to test the accuracy out to 60 yards, see what the gun is made of. And I would expect, with these DARs, because I also have a 177, a Gen 2, and both these guns will shoot lights out at 50 yards. Yes, indeed. So I expect this one to do the same. Look at that. And yes, it's made in China. And for the price, $299.99. Hey, if you need just a regulator, you can go degas it and go inside and change the regulator, but I'd just leave it alone because, factory's got it tuned to where they want you to run it. As far as just in a hammer, you'll have to remove the action from the stock. I just left mine alone just where it's at because it does a very good job of regulating the air pressure, and it's shooting over 800 feet per second. I can't tell you exactly what it was shooting at, but it was in the mid 800 feet per second. I just don't have the specs on that, or specifications, I don't have my crony out. But here's the They only come in 2.2 and 2.5 for the Gen 3. No more 1.77. That's unfortunate, but the overall length is 40 inches. I measured it was actually 41 with the butt pad on both. Like I said about the safety being on the actual trigger unit itself. I already said it's got a 16.5 inch barrel. What else it say? 3,000 psi max fill. Got a 250 cc aluminum air cylinder. So the rifle unloaded weight is 6 pounds 7 ounces. It feels like that. I mean, but otherwise from that, the stock did a wonderful job on the stock. I mean, it's good quality for $299, under $300. Okay, $299.99. It's a nice gun. That's why I have the 2.2 and 1.77. But then when the Gen 3 came out and I seen the improvement, I said, need to get me a hold of one of these Gen 3s. You know, they made enough changes to it for me to warrant getting a Gen 3. And I'm expecting this gun to do just like my Gen 2 1.77 and 2.2. Shoot very accurately. It's gonna be a fun gun to shoot, I think. Got 1 year warranty. The trigger is adjustable. The trigger that this one came with, I tested it earlier, and it was 1 pound 5 ounces right from the factory. So no need for me to do anything with it. It's right where it's supposed to be at, in my opinion. It's got just a slight little bit of creep, you know, on the second stage, but not bad. I can live with it. It's pretty nice. As far as I'm concerned, it's a pretty nice trigger. But we are going to do another comparison. The Gen 3 and my Daystate Revere in 2.2. See what the differences are, and then take them out to both of them out to 60 yards. Well, actually, take the Huntsman out, not the Huntsman, the Revere out to 60 yards, and compare the groups with what I get from shooting these two out to 60 yards. But there you have it, folks. That's the differences. Now, I will be doing another video with these two as soon as I get out to my private spot where I do all my shooting for accuracy testing, and we'll see what these two guns are made of at 60 yards. All right, folks. Shooting a DAR Gen 3, chamber in 2.2, 63 yards. The DAR Gen 2, chamber in 2.2, out to 63 yards. See what she's gonna do. Oh, I almost forgot. It does come with a nice manual. It tells you how to adjust the trigger, how to fill your magazines. Look at that, all in English. Very nicely done, dynamic, by the way. And they give you one magazine, aluminum magazine. Really nice magazine. It reminds of the Daystate magazines, all aluminum. Just rotate, fill. Rotate, you know, keep putting your pellet until you get to the 10 rounds, 10 round magazine. And then they give you a set of O-rings in case you need to rebuild the gun, which is a nice added touch. There you have it, folks. You folks stay safe, shoot straight, may your pellet or slug hit its target. See you next episode of Air Guns and Pesting Channel. See ya.